Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope that you guys are all having a beautiful Sunday. Let me know what you guys are up to today, maybe what you have planned for the week. And if you are new here and you don't know who I am, I'm Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can check out the information box down below for my website, Patreon, YouTube membership, our shops, Desert Cauldron, Light of Vargas, Crystal Shop. Speaking of crystals, look what I was doing right before our live. I was pulling out our tumbled stones. We've been tumbling some of the stones from here on this magical property. This one actually looks like green quartz, or sorry, green jasper. We have red jasper here. We have this beautiful glowstone quartz, some sediment rock, probably with a bunch of maybe iron and stuff in it, but so cool. Actually, here's some of our bits and finds. So can't wait to show some more of those off to you guys. I have one in the chair here that was going to hang out with me. We call it a sunset rock, but it looks just like this. It's all polished and purdy. I think we're going to be offering some in our Desert Cauldron shop, but not a ton. You know, I mean, I don't want to tumble the whole hill. You know, we want to keep most of it, you know, the way it is. So we'll offer a few, and then some of the little tumbles maybe we'll offer to our repeat customers, you know, as a special extra thank you for supporting our shop. So thought I would share that with you guys because it takes a long time to do those, like well over a month, to just get that small batch that you saw, that small batch of tumbled stones. So it takes Mama Gaia like thousands of years, and technically it's a much shorter time for human beings. You know, we could do it in just over a month, but still, like, a month is a long time. You know, it's like, I want to, you know, that's the instant gratification. I need to see it now. All right, so let's see what homies we have in here today. Let me just go back. Oh, wow, there was lots of chitter chatter at the very beginning. Susie was sending Karen some love, as well as for her sister Laura. Susie's going to be kind of lurking, which is cool, cool, cool. Aurora's here. Hello. Woolly Hermits. This is, hi, Susie. So excited to catch my first live here. Welcome, welcome. Yay. So many awesome homies. Susie says, I'm going to be quiet in chat, getting ready for something today. Ooh. Lisa, hey, hey, how are you? Aurora says, I have the Water Temple Illustrated Bestiary, and you'll love this, Susie. Mystic Mondays Astro Alignment ready. Excellent. Diamond, hey, how are you? Just kind of scrolling through your comments right now. Aurora said, you're welcome, Lisa. Going to try to start a new game after this. That's right. Aurora has been doing some Sims and creating some Sims characters of us, and I thought that they were just freaking amazeballs. Lisa said, hey, Susie, I'm lurking a bit too. Bloody base build had me run ragged today. And Aurora says, if you want to watch, of course, Susie. Love to all who come in. Okay, I'm listening now. Andrew, hello, hello. Good to see you again. Aurora says, I never got my copy of Amira's Love I won from Tio either. It got lost or I never got sent. Oh. Janine, hey, how are you? Lily, what's up? Oh my gosh, so many wonderful homies. Mike is here. What's up, Mike? Aurora said, Mary, meet Kayla. Sorry, I called you by the wrong name in the live last week. And Kayla, what's up, my girl? How are you? Kayla has some goodies headed her way, by the way. Mike says, love and light, warm hugs. Same to you, man. Andrew says, I may be lurking too while I finish some bags. Ooh, excellent. Aurora said, sorry, couldn't find any cat stuff for you. Hey, no worries, no worries. Aurora said, the Sims died, Andrew, hence a new game. All right, Mike says, love from England. Well, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you here, and everybody who's new, all of our returning fabulous homies. I love hanging out here with you guys here on a Sunday. So I have a few goodies here for you guys. First of them was the awesome tumbled stone. I'm just like really excited because it's like you see these stones on the ground, you know they're amazing, you feel their energy, And like when it monsoons, when it's wet, like all the colors just pop. And we're like, what if we tumbled these stones? Then the colors would just forever pop. You wouldn't have to wait for monsoons. So we hand collected ones that really stood out to us. And those are the ones that are tumbled. So yay. Let's see. Caitlin says, Tara, any adjustments you want me to make on yours? I think it's fabulous. I even showed James that and he was like, yeah, I can see that's you. I was like, yeah. I love it. Caitlin, you're the best. Okay, so let me have a drink of water here. Let me show you what I got off camera here for you guys. All right, the decks we are working with today. Plus, yes, we are going to get to what you guys all voted on in the public poll, the Patreon poll, and the YouTube member private poll. So it was kind of all over the board with my, actually it was kind of like even, I should say, all over the board with my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters. But it was a little more prominent on what the winning vote was when we got to the public poll. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But as a little foreshadowing for that, in this little case, I have my witch's runes. As you can see here, I can't wait to maybe make some runes of our own, some witch's runes using some of the juniper wood, the felled juniper wood, of course. Mike saying hi to everybody. Okay, so here's what we have inside this cool little bag, which I got when I was in Scottsdale, actually, here in Arizona. I have the Oracle of Oddities by Claire Goodchild, who's created many wonderful decks, a book now. I believe it's like the Spirits and Ancestors guide, and I think she did a tea leaf reading book. I don't know. She's created lots of stuff. Definitely check her out. You can find her on Instagram at Claire Goodchild. Caitlin says, Mike, where in England are you? Liesel is English too. That is right. And I believe we have a few other friends from across the pond actually that like to hang out with us in the chat. So welcome to all our homies there. Mike is from Manchester, Stockport. Hey. All right. Every time I think Manchester, I think Manchester United. Okay. So we have the Memento Mori. We have the Memento Mori Ancestors and Advisors pack. Ooh la la. And the Memento Mori Timing Expansion pack. So I loved all of her expansion packs. I think there's just one deck or of that group that I didn't get, but I'm happy with the ones that I have. Janine is from Preston. Is a yes, United. All right, so we have the Antique Anatomy Ephemera Edition and then the OG Antique Anatomy. Liesel is from Southeast England, Milton Keynes, just north of London. All right. So many wonderful homies from around the globe. I love it. Okay. So today, of course, we're going to do our weekly reading. We'll do our reading for this upcoming week. I do want to mention that a week from today, so that's next Sunday, is James's birthday. So I will not be doing a live chat that day. I have something very special planned, so I won't be here. We're gonna be doing something fun, and I can't say because he's here and sometimes he listens to the live chat, so I can't really disclose what we're actually doing. I want it to be a surprise, and you know, I've been getting some gifty stuff ready. So again, not really gonna say until after the birthday. So yes, there's that for my little Scorpio. We'll be off next Sunday. But yeah, we'll do the reading for this week, and then we're going to channel our witchy ancestors. So for me, the term witch means healer. Anybody who was able to kind of see beyond the 3D matrix and they could see the allies around them, the energies around them. So whether they were healers in the sense where they tried to heal energetic imbalances in the world. Perhaps they tried to heal energetic imbalances within the human body. Perhaps they were there to help heal and take care of mothers while they were, before, after, and during birth. Perhaps they were, people that were sought out to go on like spirit quests, vision quests, saying, hey, what do I need to work on? They were considered sometimes the visionaries or the shamans, the healers, the, quote unquote, witch doctors, sometimes just doctors, midwives, and things like that. Those are all of our witchy ancestors, those that tried to work beyond this matrix illusion to help bring about change of some sort in whatever polarity they worked in. I would say that, if we want to go by bloodlines, yes, many of us have witches in our bloodlines in, whatever form we want to put that definition. But also just energetically, since we are all one and we are a collective of one, all those ancestors are us. We are them and they are us. So, and that makes it infinitely easier to connect with them because you're just connecting technically with your own energy, but a fragment of that energy. In my own personal, I would say, just human, my flesh suit bloodlines, there were many that would be considered, I guess, witches, in that bloodline. My grandfather, who is from Cebu, Philippines, he said in translation that they would have been considered witch doctors because they are from the mountains in the Visayas, and people came to them for healing. So they would use some of the Christian spells that were brought over when the Spaniards took over the Philippines. There was an indoctrination of Catholicism, Christianity. And so it was a mixture of that Christianity, but also of some of the folklore spells and healing using plant medicine and things like that to help heal the sick. And that you can find in Sikihor, which is near Cebu. And that's where he would do, a lot of his healing practice and things like that. My great-grandmothers on both sides, my mother and my father's side, they were involved in healing practices. On my father's side, it would have been Native American healing practices with the Pima. It's hard to trace them back because, again, with the Spanish taking over Mexico or Mexico, you had to hide your Indio, your Native American ancestry. So instead, they took Spanish names and Spanish last names. So it just makes it hard to trace them. But, that's what intuition is for. That's what going inwards is for. So we can connect the dots to those missing gaps that we have here in the 3D. So, all right. So that's what we have cooked up here today. We're going to do that weekly reading. Then we're going to talk to our witchy ancestors. I'll try to look at some of the questions you have before the channeling, because I can't read during the channeling. My eyes are closed. I'm inwards. I'm somewhere else. My ego's not even here. So I'll have them speak to you guys. And then afterwards, we'll do some super chats and super stickers. Anybody looking to have a card pull for today, for the week, whatever it may be. If you want a bigger type reading, I do have those. The links for those are down below in my shops. But yeah, and then we'll do a healing meditation, a guided meditation with you guys. And, maybe we'll have one of our ancestors come in and guide that meditation for you. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's see, Janine said, where do you live, Aurora? Starcy. Aurora says, ooh, sweet Lisa, Milton Keynes is one of the best concert venues. Caitlin says she's in Missouri. Missouri. I'm American. Susie saying happy birthday to James. Lisa says, yeah, I've seen a few good bands here. Susie is from SoCal. I myself am from Arizona, here in the good old US of A. Caitlin said, Placebo just did a gig there not long ago. Wooly said, exciting. Lisa says, I wish James a happy birthday after the event. Just a cultural thing. Tiny Witch's Journey. Hey, she said, hi, finally I'm here. Mike says, love your sunglasses. Well, hello. Aurora said, Flora, Tiny Witch, merry meet. Susie said, my mom said my grandma's aunts were hill witches in the Midwest, and my mom used their Ouija board in 1946. It was flying for her at 6 in their home. Wow. Susie says they were born in the late 1880s and 1890s. And Aurora said, used to be in SoCal, right? Yes, I was. I was from San Diego, California. That's where I was born and raised. Then did a little traveling around California. And now I'm here in Arizona, my newly adopted state. And I'm loving it here. It's beautiful weather right now. Here we are, almost the end of October. It's 80 freaking degrees. It's nice outside. The temperatures were supposed to drop this week, but looks like that's not going to happen. But you know what? We still have that wood burning stove that we hooked up. That's all ready to go. So in case the temperature does take a little nosedive, we'll be nice and toasty. We're kind of wondering, like, are we getting as much snow as we got last year? Because we got a lot of snow. We were snowed in many a days. So there were many times that it took longer to get people's packages to the post office, which, by the way, is over an hour away. That's how far we are from civilization, quote unquote. But you know, we like it out here, and we've become very self-sufficient. And yeah, I love it here. I love the people of Arizona. I mean, I love Californians too. Obviously, it's where I'm from, but Arizonans are so polite. They're all like willing to help you. Like they don't you know, like in San Diego, I would say we were friendly, but nobody's like gonna come up to a complete stranger and just start talking to them, really, you know, or like, hey, can I help you with that? Or they want to know everything about you so they know how best to help you. Like, that's the people out here, that's the vibe. It's we want to know everything about you so I know what I have to contribute to you. Like, how can I help you personally? Is there anything that we have in common? Like, everybody just wants to know. So at first it may seem like, why are you all up in my business? But it's really because they're very community based. They're very united. They're very together. It's like, you know, everybody just wants to help, really. And they feel good about helping. They feel good about doing bartering. That's usually what we do a lot of up here is everybody does a little something for someone else and we just do an exchange. Nobody's keeping tabs on everybody. It's just, I want to help you and other people want to help too. So we end up just kind of doing this bartering system. It's kind of cool. I dig it. um, Let's see. Willie says, looks warm and beautiful there. I am cold in upstate. Oh my goodness. Stay warm, stay warm. Aurora says, I managed to finish the first blanket of my blanket project, just 23 more to go. Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As a wow, whoa, we was, they would say. Lisa says, I like the north of England. People there talk to you more than in the south. Very nice. Very nice. Well, actually, James's dad is from Devon, and it's a little, well, I haven't been there, but it sounds beautiful. It sounds very bucolic, you know, countrysides. Again, you know, kind of that people working together, little small communities and things like that. So, yeah, very cool. All right, so let's get to that reading. I know you guys have some decks. If you're working with some decks and you haven't let us know yet, let us know what you're working with. Maybe you're just doing some straight channeling. Maybe you're just bringing those downloads down. Maybe you're using the pendulum. Maybe you're using some witches runes. But yeah, whatever you have, please do share your insights. That's what this live chat's all about. It's not just to like hear me, but I want you guys to be able to see what's in the chat, to read what's going on in the chat. So lots of beautiful insight, a lot of wonderful people there. So I definitely highly encourage anybody who watches this replay, please read the chat. Lisa said, Devon is beautiful, went there a lot as a kid. Ah. Aurora said, it's worth it, Tara. It's more a tribute, mourning the death of a close friendship. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that, Caitlin. Okay, so let's use the Memento Mori and the Antique Anatomy for this weekly reading. So let's see, what do we have cooked up this week besides an upcoming birthday? And James says he's like not used to people like wanting to do stuff for his birthday, you know, because it's like a, you know, I know there's some households that don't get all excited about birthdays. It's like a just another day, except, you know, somebody might ask you, hey, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? But for me, I have always loved birthdays, and it's not because like I want everybody to wish me a happy birthday and because I want gifts or anything like that. It's I get to honor the day that I came here to this earth, and I've had so many wonderful experiences. I've had very frustrating experiences. I've got to learn a lot. I've got to grow a lot. You know, I think as a spiritual being here, I've gotten to make so many wonderful friends from all over the globe. Um, yeah, I've gotten to explore this planet that we've called Earth, you know, and although I think myself as some sort of intrepid explorer, there's so many parts of this planet, both physical and energetic, that I haven't been able to explore. I want to explore. I love languages. Like, you know, I grew up reading books where I tried to learn so many different languages. I was like trying to learn German and Russian. I was trying to learn, get more, well, better with Espanol, with Spanish, because like that's what my nana spoke. She spoke to me in Spanish, you know, and um, I Arabic, you know, Arabe, you know, for my students that I used to teach, I used to say, you know, أنا بتحكي عربي, you know, أنا أمريكية. You know, I used to love, I just love languages. I want to know every language on the planet. Like, I love cultural foods. I love languages. I love cultural fashion. I love customs. I love just knowing about people. And so that's to me what birthdays are all about, is I get to learn all of this stuff during my brief time here, and it's a celebration. And I think that even, you know, let's say with these decks, you know, reminding us of funerals, that even that is a celebration, celebrating the life of a person who was here, they made an impact, they got to do so many wonderful things, and now they get to transition and take that with them on into the next realm, wherever that may be. And to me, that's a celebration as well. And so I know a lot of people get sad sometimes at birthdays and at funerals, but me, I'm very joyful. I'm joyful. I love to celebrate life. So okay, so let's pull a few cards here. Let's see. Tiny Witch says, I'm a bit late making tea and dealing with a hungry, furry little boy. Aw, what kind of tea are you making today? Caitlin says, the Seventh Day Adventists don't celebrate birthdays. Oh, well, that's interesting. We'll see. Also another cultural thing. I like it. John, hey, how are you? Lisa says, it's bad luck for me to say happy birthday early to someone. Old superstition. Caitlin said, like the superstition of the groom seeing the bride before the wedding. Yup. Willie says, that's such a wonderful attitude. I get nervous as the number grows. I get more excited as the number grows. And at first I thought, well, maybe it's because I was a little kid. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait to be 10, you know, double digits. Ooh, I can't wait to be 13. Teenager, first time we get to put teen in there. Then it was like, ooh, I can't wait to be 16, 18, 21. Then it was like, ooh, I'm 30 now. And then it was like, ooh, I've reached 40, you know, and you know, I think I'll have that same attitude when I'm 50 and 54, which is a beautiful Mayan astrological number, and 56. And then when we get to 60, 70, 80, 100, 116, who knows, maybe I'll live to be 200. We'll see how I feel about it, you know? All right, so let's pull some cards here. Okay. And as I watch I guess my number grow of my years on this planet for this current incarnation, it's just so much more for me to reflect on. And it's like so cool to see like, oh, wow, I got to do that. I got to do that. Yes. What's the next 20 years going to bring me? The next 100 years, you know? All right. I don't see myself passing away like anytime soon on this planet. I feel like I'm gonna be here a really long time, and I'm here for it. Okay. All right, so we have some cards for you guys. Let's see. John says just turned 40. Hey. Susie loves her 50s. Yeah, this past June I turned 42. Ooh. Boop boopy doo. Susie says, old age terror. I think so. Me too. It's gonna be well over 100. I feel like I've said since I was a little kid, I'm gonna be 116. But who knows? Maybe I'll want to go further than 116. I don't know. Wooly said 68. Aurora said, Susie, regarding our earlier conversation, listen to Hey Violet's song, Guys My Age. Very fitting. Lisa will be 54 on Christmas Eve, my girl. All right. So many wonderful astrological signs here. But let's see what the signs are for this week. Oh, do I have signs? You do witchy shit. I have wax melted onto one of my cards. Okay, hold on. Let me get the wax off there. What was I doing with this card? Witchy stuff, I suppose. Okay. All right. So first we have the High Priestess for this week. Then we have the Three of Cups, which is elixirs in this deck. Andrew says, I'm finally at the part where my age feels a little sad. Some of it is my fault. Aww. Let's see. Then we have the Two of Cups. Hey, Two of elixirs. I can dig that. And then lastly, we have for our oracle card, we have the Poison. Ooh. Okay. So let's dive into this. And that's interesting. The Poison is also a bottle, like a cup. So let me show you those cards again for all of my homies out there. So you guys can use your intuition as well. Yes, John. Look, son. Look, stuff. Lisa said, Andrew, it's just a number, my friend. And Caitlin said, oh, Andrew, you're 3 years younger than my birth parents. That's not old. Yeah. When you're 200, let me see if you talk about old. Okay, so we have our High Priestess here, Three of Cups, Two of Cups, and our Poison, which is also kind of like a Cups card. So let's dive into this one. Okay, I got you. So, by the way, I have been feeling a lot of spirit and energy around me. I think they know that I'm going to be channeling today, so they're eager to talk, and they're kind of talking through the cards here. And what they're saying is, it'll be interesting after today's live chat and the people that watch the replay, as you're contemplating the things that our friends here have said, the spirits that come through, what they'll have said, or what they'll say. There will be a lot for you to contemplate as it pertains to your life, the way it has gone, the things that we've had go on in our life, the people that we've met, the people we've let go of, the people who have transitioned, the people that were born in our life, basically all of our life experiences. And seeing how what contributed to a lot of those experiences were not only our soul, but the ego program. You know, the programming that we have from our parents, from schooling, from society, from our friends, reinforcing. And it's not to say that anything anybody did was malicious. In fact, I believe it's mostly subconscious. People just, were told from their parents were told from their parents that, oh, we always just do this, or this is just the way life is. This is just how we do things. And so we go about our life with those facts, quote unquote. They're ingrained in us, into our core beliefs. And so the type of people that we encounter is based on who we've been told our identity is. And so the people that we choose to have as friends is based on who we believe we are as a person and what we are allowed to have, or how worthy we are. The people that we've chosen not to be friends with, or chosen not to date, or not to get married to, or, is all based on these decisions, based on core beliefs, which is based on programming. Anytime that we've gotten really frustrated, let's say we've gotten very angry about a particular situation, we may say it's coming from my emotions. It's true, it's real. We're not denying your emotions. In fact, I don't want anybody to deny their emotions. Our emotions are always trying to tell us something. But that's the thing, the emotion is trying to tell you something. If you're very frustrated or angry about a situation, the emotion is trying to say there's something to this. There's a reason for that anger and that frustration, and it's not always 100% having to do with the situation presented in front of you. Sometimes it goes back further. And if we go back further and deeper, we realize maybe we're acting out of a past trauma or past programming, just something that we believe the way the world should be. And because perhaps the situation or the person or whatever is not acting in accordance to our beliefs, we get frustrated because it's going against the program. And so any information that you get here today, of course, always run it through your intuitive filter. You know, I'm not saying that everything I say is 100% correct. I'm human, you know, I'm flawed by design, but just take it in and run it through your own intuitive filters. See what you get out of it this week. If you want to message me on Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, I love hearing from you guys. What are you getting, you know, as this week progresses? But it seems like you'll be able to start seeing kind of throughout this week, wow, I always act in this way when this particular situation arises, very similar situation. Why is that? You know, whether it's joyful or sad or whatever it may be. Or I always, you know, I've always loved this particular type of ice cream. It's my favorite ice cream. But why is that my favorite ice cream? You know, and it may seem like innocuous, like why, who cares? Like, why would I question my favorite ice cream? Why would I question who my friends are? But really, it tells us a lot about ourselves and a lot about our programming, and gets us even closer to our higher self, because now we're questioning everything in our reality. And I think that's what's coming up this week, is a questioning of that reality, and maybe finding, not that we've been injected with poison, but that perhaps we've had some poisoning thoughts that have created a reality or parts of our reality that we're not happy with. But the empowering thing is, if we've created it, then we can create something different. All right, so that's the kind of big message coming in, and I feel like these spirits really want to talk. So I will give them the floor in just a moment. But let me put these away so they don't fly away in the breeze that we have going on here. And I am thankful for the breeze because it's rather warm out today. Okay. Okay, so let's go back here. Missed some of your messages. Susie said, Tara, Gemini sun ages well, always look youthful. So at 116, you'll look, say, 90. Nice. Magic Universe. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Caitlin says, what about Aquarius sun, Susie? I've always had people say I look older than I am when I was little. Interesting. And Susie said, Aquarius sun can be gender fluent. Oh, very nice. Susie said, masculine, feminine energy combined. Well, that is very nice. And Caitlin said, is that the same with Sagittarius sun? When placebo started, Brian was constantly mistaken for a woman. Interesting. Susie said, beautiful message. Deneen said, Tarot of the Haunted House and the Tree of Life Oracle Collective. 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and the element of air. Thoughts, mind, communication. Ooh. Susie will be getting back to Caitlin soon. Wow, love it. Wonderful message. Okay, so let me have a drink of water. I'm starting to get a little dizzy because there's a lot of spirit energy here, so I'm going to ground myself with my tumbled stone here. That was actually the other reason for bringing a tumbled stone, is because these rocks are very, very grounding. I need some of that. Okay. So, you guys, since the vote was to have a channeling of our witch ancestors from all parts of the globe, whether they be blood lineage or not, they're our ancestors. They are us. You know, we're a collective of one. What questions would you like to ask them? So that way, those questions are in my mind when I'm channeling, so that my ego has something to tell them. And, you know, I, of course, will be open to any and all messages that they have. But I want you guys to ground yourselves as well. Please protect your energy. Even if we're working with benign energy, it's just good to, you know, protect ourselves and ground ourselves. Definitely have your little intuitive antennae up and run it through your filters. Let me know what you guys think after all of this. But yes, since we are going to have witches from everywhere, what would you want to know? What do you want to get from them? Like, what do you want? What type of knowledge do you want them to share with you? Any questions or misunderstandings you may have, about anything involving the word witch? Let me know, and yeah, I'll kind of just take it in. um, let's see here. Aurora said, Lisa, I'll make sure a bridesmaid. Because Caitlin said that her and Brian are fated. Nice. Mike sends them love. All right, so send them some love. John said, yeah, I've been drinking the poison lately, trying to see how to turn it into the medicine. I know it's showing me how to heal emo triggers, that is, or ego triggers, that is. Yeah, definitely. I've talked about that a lot, actually, with our cousin, about turning poisons into medicines. That the poison, it isn't always just there to be a poison, but it's actually there to show us the medicine. So, and we can thank it for that and show it gratitude, and it transmutes the energy when we do that. Let's see. Lisa said, thanks, Caitlin. I'll buy a new hat for your wedding. Very nice. All right, so I'm just gonna ground and protect my energy, and then I'll look at the chat one last time before I'm outie 5,000. Lily said, witches and familiars and how they work together. Okay, so witches and how witches familiar, how they work together. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Let me just do a little grounding. Okay, so if you're wondering kind of what my process is for channeling, right now I have my eyes closed because I'm just kind of focusing on my grounding. But I imagine myself just having roots, and the roots are coming from all parts of my body, and they're just like anchoring themselves into Gaia. And while that's happening, I'm reminding myself that I am Gaia. And with that remembrance, I can't help but feel grounded because I am the earth. And there's nothing that could dislodge me from this earth. And so I feel the immensity of Gaia herself. I feel her power. I feel her groundedness. I feel her life force energy. When I feel good in that, the next thing I do is I ask my higher self to please shield me, protect my energy, because I feel that my higher self, having my best and highest good at heart, could shield me better than my ego mind could, because my ego only knows what it knows, here in 3D. And my soul obviously is multidimensional. It is source energy. You guys are source energy. It's best just to ask source. So source is shielding me. And then when I become connected to source, that's when I remind myself that I am source, just like I reminded myself that I am Gaia. I am source and I am Gaia. And if I am source, then I can never be disconnected from source. So it's just a reminder of that. And so I just feel all this earth energy and light energy filling my entire being. And I feel the shields going around me. And there we go. We are grounded, we are protected, and we are connected. All right, so let me take a look at the chat one last time before, like I said, I'm out. I'm out like a light. Well, at least my ego is. Susie says, I was visited by a white owl. It was a message from George the other night. Very nice. I heard an owl the other night too. Very cool. A tiny witch said, cats rule the world, tarot as always. Page of Pentacles. I'm getting a new way to be spirit manifestors on this earth. And then Aurora said, Hedwig, Magic Universe, is it okay to continue to collapse all the tunnel work that I do with the lava? Okay, we could ask that question as well. Aurora's like, sorry for the nerd reference. Hey, nerds welcome here. Susie says, I bought a white owl ornament for our Christmas Yule tree this year for him. Each year I will do that to honor him. Aw, that's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so the questions you guys had were wondering about the tunnel work and lava. Also wondering about witches and their familiars, kind of how they work together. And I guess we'll just be open to any and all messages that they'll have. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, so collapsing the tunnel work with the lava. Okay, I see, I see. Okay, Caitlin said first card from the astro alignment is seventh house from partnerships, balance, and one-on-one relationships. Definitely going with all those cups there. John says how to feel connected to family folk magic when they're no longer here. Oh, that's a good question too. Okay, so let me just make sure that they are solidified in my ego before my ego goes to sleep. So, okay, so how to basically reconnect to family folk magic when those people aren't here anymore to teach you that. How witches can connect to their familiars. How to continue to collapse perhaps tunnels and energetic tunnels with lava. I think that's it. All right, we're going in, you guys. I'm gonna keep my stone in my hands. I'm feeling the energy. It's like, whew, there's just so much. Okay. All right, nighty night. I'll be back later. um, we'll say I'll give him a good amount of time. Yeah, I'll give him my ego will know when to kick back in. Okay. Okay. We do have an energy of the many energies. We do have male and female here, the majority being female at the moment. But this woman who stepped forward says that her name is Mary Perkins. Mary Perkins. Mm. She says that if she were to be identified by a particular culture, she would consider herself Quaker. She says my culture is also my religion, which is also how I am identified. Okay. So we're going to let Mary in. Just let her tell her story. I also have the question, either of the questions that were asked earlier. If she feels like she wants to answer any of those, she will. But I'll leave them there for her about witches, familiars, connecting with family folk magic, the tunnels. Hello. I want you to know that my soul has moved on, but there's a fragment of me that has stayed behind. This fragment carries a lot of sorrow, but don't worry. The rest of me is where my beliefs would have called heaven. I have asked for this part of me to stay, of my own free will, I want to teach people who will listen. Some listen only in their dreams. Some can listen to me now. We are fearful of the word witch. Even the consonants, the intonation would send shivers down our spine. We were taught that the word itself was akin to the devil, that you were not here to heal, that a witch was here to harm. We were told they wanted to steal our babies, our children. Of course, I know now this was implanting an idea that if you were ever to heal yourself or care for our youth, our children, that this made you a bad person, a witch, they would say. And so unknowingly, we were doing quote unquote witches' work. I did care for children. I cared for my own brothers and sisters, in which there were 9. I cared for the children of those in our village. I helped to heal them. You had to know how to heal. Otherwise, you might die. You had to understand plants. You had to understand animals. You had to understand the seasons and how they could benefit us. I saw God and glory in all things. So I considered plants and animals parts of God. And I believed I was living a holy life. And then a girl who was no longer my friend pointed her finger at me and called me a witch. That's like, in your modern times, calling me the most foul word you could think of, with so much venom behind it. That hurt me to my core, more than what was to come of it. She said that I used the devil to cure the sick. She said I used the devil to mesmerize the children. She knew that I wasn't the devil. She knew that I wasn't this name. But it was over some boy. And she was jealous. My life came to an end because of somebody's jealous rage. Not because I practiced black magic, not because I was in league with the devil. And it is sad to think that so many lives have been lost due to someone's ego. I would say the ego is the devil, if I were to say so. Think about it now in your time. This is why I speak now. The ego has been nothing but a burden on us human beings. How many lives have been put to an end because somebody's ego was bruised or damaged? How many wars have been fought? How many innocent lives have been told to go to war, have been taken because of war? How many courtrooms, court of law, they say there is only one law, and that is God's law. How many courtrooms and how many innocent lives have been put to death or put behind bars, which just might as well be death, because of the ego of one man in charge who becomes your God in the confinement of four walls, who you must grovel for and beg for your life, hoping that he or she is in a good mood so they don't put you away that day. How many friendships and families have been destroyed because of one's ego? Because you don't believe what I believe. Because you don't approve with my partner. Because I can't see you and you can't see me, with our ego in the way. How many times has our ego led to our own downfall and destruction because our ego was scared or our ego was angry? Yes, I speak with much emotion today because that's all that's left of me on this planet. This fragment of me is my emotion. I want you to look within yourselves, and the next time you point a finger at somebody, whether it be mentally or physically, and you cast darkness upon that person, saying they're bad, they're evil, I want you to look inwards first. The only way we could understand what bad and evil were is if it wasn't already inside each and every one of us. And every day we get to choose light or dark, bad or good. Every day you have this choice. And all of it is what you call a frequency or an alignment. So whether you want to call soldiers bad or good, or leaders of countries bad or good, please look at the energy you disdain. Look within yourself first. If you can heal that, just like back in my time, if my friend could have looked within herself and saw that she was not jealous of me, but perhaps a jealousy that had been instilled in her by someone else, if she could have healed that, perhaps she wouldn't have pointed her finger at me that day and externalized her pain onto someone else. (1592), perhaps well before you've heard of a Quaker. 1592 was the date of my birth. I do not focus on my death, for if I'm speaking here to you, I have never died. I know many of you have questions, and perhaps I'm not the best to answer those. I just wanted to pass this message, as I felt it was the utmost importance. And if at least you could consider my message, I would be joyful. I will let another person through to speak, but I'm just give myself a reset. But I thank Mary Perkins for coming here and speaking with us. Whew. She did bring the emotions, that is for sure. Okay. I haven't forgotten your questions. Your questions are still there. But oh, I think we have a male that wishes to speak. So, all right. I know we have a lot of lovely ladies that want to talk, but I do want our fine gentlemen to be able to speak. Hello. It was a bit intimidating. All these ladies, not many fellows here. But I do want to speak. I know that there are masculine energies watching. I want to speak to them as well as my female kin. One of my many incarnations on earth was long before the witch trials in the Americas. But it was a trial nonetheless. Trial of 1282. Do you know much of your history? Sussex, 1282. My trial began at my birth. I was different. I had a deformity of now is known the spine. I also was considered cognitively slow. But what really sealed the fates, my fate, was not so much my mental capacity and the curve of my spine, but my flaming red hair. The color of my eyes. My parents didn't have my hair color. Not many people in our small community had my color hair. And it was quite the custom that we fear anything we don't understand. Because if you don't understand it, it must be evil, right? How presumptuous. How pompous. for human beings to believe they know everything. Do you know everything in the cosmos? Do you know why a blade of grass grows? Do you really know? Do you know how trees communicate? Do you know how animals communicate with us? Do you truly know? No. We only know a fraction, and it is not our human portion, it is our soul. Our soul, our infinite soul knows so much. But do we ever ask that soul? No. Because the human believes, I know better than the soul. I know better than God. I am God. To a point, you are right. We are all God. But not in the reference that the human would believe it so. It would believe that its singular existence is the supreme being, and that there is only one supreme being, and they are it. And it's this kind of thinking and logic, logos, you might say, that keeps you all prisoner. That you know more. In my human form, people believed that they were more than me, that they had authority over me because my brain, my mind, wasn't as quick as theirs. Therefore, they must know more than me. But did they ever once tap into their soul, to tap into my soul, to truly get to know me, who I truly am? Because the only way you could truly know who I am is if you looked at me at a soul level. If you looked beyond my curve, beyond my red hair, you would know that I'm more than just a body. And that's what I came to show people in my time. That somebody could be so much more than their physical suit, their flesh suit, as you might call them. That I'm more than a curve and a hunch. I'm more than flaming red hair. I'm more than my slow speech at the time. But instead of questioning their reality, instead of looking inwards, they chose to deny my gift. And instead pulled something out of thin air and said, he's evil. Look how the flames of hell dance upon his skull. That's what they said. That instead of me being a light for the world, that I was evil. That fire and brimstone of hell was on my noggin. All because I was different. I wish I had the capacity for more jokes back then. I would have said, are you not all different? Then shouldn't you all be looking at yourselves as in league with some hell, some demon? Because if different is what you're scared of, what you're saying is that you're scared of yourself. So whoever in these days you may look down upon or say, at least I'm not that man or that woman. I'm not evil like him or her. I'm a good person. I want you to look at yourself. Why do you look at them that way? Because they're different? Because they have a point of view that you don't understand? Because you've judged them to be evil? And you say, well, look at their actions. They're evil. I'm sure given the chance, you'd perform some pretty evil actions yourself, as your history is rife with all your wars, friends turning against friend, deciding you're the bad one now. You live in a political country that I don't agree with. This makes you all evil. Does this not sound familiar? Or someone did something that I consider heinous. They should be condemned instead of healed. Why is healing not an option, but only sentencing them to death and to life in prison? Healing should always be the first option. If you truly do believe that a brother or sister has fallen to evil, then you would want to help them heal, not to condemn them. What you're saying is you want to condemn that behavior within you, not them. Tara is telling me a question that you had about folk magic. What to do when your ancestors are no longer here to teach it to you. But just as I haven't gone anywhere, neither have they. If you're talking strictly bloodline, blood is the physical essence of energy, life force energy. And everything bleeds in its own way, sap from a tree, or dew on a blossom. Your ancestors are there in your very life force, just as they are there energetically. And perhaps they wouldn't sit you down in a schoolroom and teach you about everything step by step, like our human experience would want us. But they are willing to answer any question you have. And it's how you formulate your question that gives you the best answer. For instance, perhaps it's reconnecting to your energy as a healer that you ask the question. Instead of phrasing the question, how do I get in touch with my ancestors in order to remember their folk magic, for they are no longer here. Instead, I want to reconnect to my soul roots as a healer, as a practitioner of the earth. And I have a question about how to reclaim that. That is the question. And through your journey, understanding plant medicines, understanding the body, understanding your energetic body, your emotional, your physical, all of the bodies, you are reconnecting to your lineage. And as you learn, you see through their eyes. So perhaps it's not as you would like it to appear, but that's just how it is. If you have a question about, let's say, I want to cleanse my liver. Tell me, how do I cleanse the liver? Show me. I want my ancestral lineage to show me. Allow that vision to come to you in meditation or in your dreams. Perhaps it's not a step-by-step blueprint. Perhaps they show you images. Perhaps it's the melody of a song. Perhaps it's a feeling. And the more you get to understand what the melodies mean and the feelings and the images, the more you understand the language of your ancestors. And once you learn their language, you allow them to guide you in your healing process. That's a reconnection to your folk magic. That's how they connected. And if you can relearn this, you reconnect to them. It's not all as we've been taught. Remember, we don't know everything. So we can't possibly know how our ancestors would show up for us. We block our own learning because we say, I want to reconnect with them, but they're not here. You're telling yourself that there is no possible way to reconnect to magic because somebody's physical body isn't here to teach you anymore. That's saying, I know everything there is to know. And so why would they show you? I don't mean to be harsh, but I speak for all humans. We shouldn't presume that there is only one or two ways to understand something, to see something, to know something. Instead, we just have to rephrase our questions is all. How do I heal this aspect of me? How can I go about healing this? Why do I cry when this happens? Why do I become angry? Why do I become joyful at this? Why am I always attracted to this same type of person? Allow the answers to come to you at an energetic level. And you learn a whole nother language, one that's not spoken on earth. You reconnect to your energetic body. And you reconnect to yourself. The same could be said with familiars, as they call them. We didn't have this term. It was my companion. Yes, I did keep a cat as a companion, which made me all the more the center of ridicule, because cats were only seen as commodity. You have one around to kill the mice, and that's that. If there's no mice, you kick out the cat. I saw them as a being, not just a thing, not like a scythe in the fields, but a being, one with consciousness, one that could understand me, one who saw not my physical body, but who saw my energetic soul. And that's what you might deem a witch's familiar, or just a animal companion. That's what their connection is for. One who, nowadays, you might say witch. We wouldn't have said so, but any person who can look upon a being that looks nothing like their form and see themselves in it, to see kin in a cat, a dog, a bird, a tree, then you're forging connections beyond this world. And that's how you reconnect to your spiritual self. If that's what makes you a witch, then I was a witch. Proud of it. And I urge you to look at your companions, your cats, your dogs, not as your pet, not as your slave to go fetch or to bring you happiness. They are your equal. Treat them as such. Thank you. Good morrow. Whew. Oh my God. Whew. All right, I think I'm done for the day. Wow, thank you. And I think, oh, whoa, I'm just gonna lay here, I guess. I want to thank all the spirits who did show up. I'm glad I got to have two of them come. I'm sorry I didn't learn the man's name, but wow. I'm glad we had two lovely spirits who came to speak with us. I mean, let me just lay here for a second. Just a little dizzy. But yeah, I hope you guys got your questions answered. I don't quite remember all that they were saying. I do remember how they felt, but I will have to watch the replay so I know what was said because I'm starting to forget. It's always like a dream, it starts to leave. But okay, let me get some water. Alrighty. Okay. Let me see. I must have missed a bunch of comments because I was out ski. But let me go back. Wow. Hold on. I might have to go back a lot. You guys were way back there. Okay. Let's see. Susie says love Quakers. Lisa, yeah, I like the Quaker people too. Oh, that must be for what was her name? Mary Perkins? Mary Perkins? Susie said Lisa resonates for sure. Past life, maybe. Caitlin said from the water temple, I got the goddess Kapakti with rebirth. I am reborn. Lisa, blessing Mary Perkins. Aurora says, I identify with you, Mary. I had to care for my mother and grandmother since I was 9. People are saying beautiful energy. Susie's saying vile, evil. She was envious of Mary. Lisa says, love, Caitlin. I had to try and look after my mother. She has serious issues. Susie says she was possessed. This is so-called friend. A lot of you guys were connecting with Mary. Lisa was feeling very strongly with Mary. Susie says, we are not lost at sea. We are maritime, lost straw man identity. Magic says, Mary looks cool. I can see her. Susie says she has raven hair. Everybody's saying yes. For me, it was hard for me to see her hair. It was up in a hat. Caitlin says, I just heard one of Brian's songs, Soulmates Never Die. Susie says, that is crazy because I saw 1592 or 1590s as well. Magic got the message. Wow. I'm also like reading your comments so I can like calm down as well. So I enjoy reading these. Susie says she's coming around us, Mary, and she says we can call on her anytime. Tiny Witch says, it's okay. That was a lot. I felt that. John says, that's the medicine in the poison. You're not alone, brother. Lisa was saying Sussex. Oh, that's right. That was our fellow that came by. Magic says, they show me the child. Susie says, I have lost this connection, but this is so amazing. We are all conduits in this group working. Yes. definitely. I think it's a lot stronger, especially when you guys are like helping me, you know? Caitlin says, I'm thinking back to one of the triple daughter lives. I told all about Maine, another Paula's mods, that one of her ancestors wanted to talk to her. He died during the witch trials. I think this is him. Lee says, Elizabeth Paris learned wisdom through atonement and became a witch herself. Wow, your session so speaks to me. Inner voices tell me of 1682. Elizabeth was an accuser from Salem. Oh, wow. Oh, Willie says, the tears are flooding now. People are saying they're strongly protected. Caitlin says, it's not the actions, it's the motive behind the actions. Why do they act? Do you regret what you've done, or are you happy? That's what's important. Yes, Susie says, be careful before opening portals you may not understand, coming through strong to me. And Caitlin says, did the spirit say what his name is? I didn't get his name, unfortunately. He was very small of stature. Like, he didn't grow to be too tall, but he was very, like, hunched. I saw, like, a lot of, like pock marks, you know, from, like, having had chicken pox. So he was very, I guess at the time would have been considered disfigured. John says, everything you said echoes with truths that have punctured deep into my being. Thank you for illuminating these truths with love. Very welcome. I think the people that came through, actually, you know, they had some amazing messages. Caitlin said, Susie, I have a strong feeling this is Brian's past life, King James of Scotland. Susie said, John, he may be another John. John says, I don't recall, I believe she said. Lisa says, no, I don't think he mentioned any name. No. But I think if we just tap into the energy, that's as good as a name. John says, I'll definitely be coming back to this when I'm not at work. Caitlin said, blessed be Mary and I believe James. And Lisa had 1818 on the clock. Magic says, he is real awesome. Thanks for all the beautiful answers. Mike says, you're amazing. John said, thanks again. Thank you. Aurora said, the male spirit was Brian's past life. Mike said, love you lots, all of you. Lisa says, I was getting a strong message to forage for healing herbs. Yeah, I was getting a lot of that. Mike says, what an amazing group. Well, we're happy to have you here today. John said, some family came in when he was speaking, quiet witches who are known as healers. Wow, Janine said, fascinating how you channel. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you all for helping, because like when everybody's intent on like wanting a channeling, like I think it helps make my channel a lot more clear. So I thank you all for your wonderful energy, your positive, you know, thoughts and your protection, all of it. Hey, Buttercup, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Woo! Thank you guys for voting for that one. I enjoyed just feeling their energy mostly coming through. Like I said, I'm going to have to rewatch this because I've forgotten like word for word what they said. I've forgotten. I got, I think, the gist of their messages. But yeah, I thank them, Mary and our red-haired friend from Sussex. Yeah, I just kept seeing I don't know, it seemed more like medieval, I guess, but I'm not sure. I don't think that that was the important part. He just kind of wanted his message to come through. But yeah, Buttercups, thank you. Looks like I need to watch the replay. Willie, thank you so much. You guys are so welcome. All right, well, on that note, let's do super chats and super stickers. So what that is, for those of you who are new, I have my decks here, and I just pull a card for anybody who does a super chat or super sticker. But yeah, and then afterwards we'll do a guided healing meditation, and then we'll go about our Sunday, have ourselves a beautiful Sunday and a wonderful week. Wonderful messages here thus far from our spirit friends that came through, from you guys, from, you know, the cards and everything. So yeah, all right. Caitlin had a question. All right, Caitlin, what do I want to use? Let's use the Oracle of Oddities. She said, was I right? Was the male spirit Brian's past life? All right, let's dive into that one. Susie said, thank you, Susie, for you and everybody else who put out the good juju that really helped with that transmission. Now I can see why, like, those people that, like the what's his name? Anka, that channels Bashar, all the people that are like famous channelers, when they have all those people in the room and all those people are putting their intention into this like channeler, and they want answers, they want healing. I think that really does help the channel. I think that's why their messages are so clear, because my messages get ultra clear when you guys are around and you guys are like watching and like putting that intention. Because when James and I are channeling, yes, I can get a pretty good channel, but it's he and I. But like when it's all of you guys, like it's it just feels easier to me. um yeah, and I like the fluidity of it, I will say. Okay, Caitlin, so our friend from Sussex who came in, is he Brian's past life? Is he Brian's past life? Is he Brian's past life? Ooh, whoa, card flew out there. All right, we have knowledge. And how interesting, he kept talking about his spine, right? He had like a hunch, a little bit like a curved spine. And here he is with the spine, bringing in the knowledge. I would say so, Caitlin. I would say that this was a fragment of Brian, as we have fragments of ourselves all over the place, our past lives, our future lives, our current life right now. So yeah, I would say that is a fragment of him. On the nose, Caitlin. Always listen to that intuition of yours. Never doubt it, girl. You're pretty good. So, um, let's see. Angela said, "Hey everyone, blessings and hugs to you. Wishing you love and light and hugs today. I manifest to you happy magic. May all good things come your way. Amen." Thank you, Angela. She said, "Susie, blessings and big hugs to you, my dear. So glad to see you. Hope you're having a happy day and a cacao too, some cacao or cocoa." Um, Susie said that Caitlin has a very strong Neptune. Dude, yes. All right. Excellent. I love it. All right. If anybody else would like a super chat or super sticker, I got the cards out. So let's yeah, let's go in. But yeah, it seemed like with Brian, it was just or at least, our gentleman, it's like he had so much knowledge to offer. Like there was so much that in his lifetime he wanted to say, but due to his disability, he had a hard time expressing that to people. Like he did say that there was a delay in his speech, there was a delay in like his cognitive functions. So, trying to get all out everything that he talked to us about, he said it was like very difficult for him, which is why he was hoping that his physical body, it being in the state it was a gift to people, to help people to see others differently and thereby seeing themselves differently. But he says it's maybe didn't reach all the people that he had hoped, which, now that he's in spirit form, he can talk to all the people he wants, in any way he wants. So, um, let's see. Aurora, you're very welcome. Angela said, "Blessings, Buttercup and Aurora, to manifesting pumpkin pie for both of you. May your day be full of cookies and candy and cake and happy energy. That would be great." Aw. Susie says, "I'm off the charts." All right, Kayla. Okay, excellent. So let's see. Angela said, "Blessings, Tara. I love you. Thank you for all the hard work you do, sending lots of positive energy away. You're blessed to know you. Thank you for being a part of our day." Amen. Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, question. A message from Eco, of course, of course, of course. And then we have one from our friend John as well. Okay. Okay, so a message from Eco. Okay. Let's tap into our buddy here. Eco is hilarious. So, okay. Um, I know that he was, looking at the pictures, he was a schnauzer. Um, but he's dressed in all kinds of plaid. He's got like his little Scottish hat. He's got his little little Scottish outfit on. He's gone full like Scotty dog. I'm like, but you're a little schnauzer. He's like, today I'm Scotty dog. um, okay, let's see. Let's pull a card because he's being silly. Like he gets to dress up in costume. Oh, okay. Oh, two cards came out. All right. Well, Kayla. All righty. So you have air and power. But what's interesting is these images are similar. So yes, you have the bone here, but you have butterflies coming up from here, butterflies coming from here. Here you have the what is that? That's the brain. So you have the brain in the middle, and then you have two hands kind of coming towards the brain. So here you have everything coming towards the joint, here everything coming towards the brain. So let's see what Eco has to say about that. Air and power. Of course. All right. So Eco is saying, wanting to remind you. He says, you already know this, but he just likes to remind you that everything you believe that you can and cannot do, or what is and is not possible in your world, is determined 100% by you. So he says, just like he can decide he's a Scotty dog right now, and he could be all in his little tartan and his little Scotty hat. He says, I believe it to be so, so that's who I am at this moment. Whoever you believe you are right now, that's who you are. He says, if you believe that you're never good at math, you're never going to be good at math because that's what you believe. And you say, oh, but it's difficult. But here I tried to do this math problem and I failed. He says, well, look at why you failed. You told yourself you couldn't do something. You failed at it. You reinforced that you couldn't do something so that next time you're presented with that same problem, you will guarantee yourself a failure because you say, oh, I can't do it. He says, but the same goes for everything you can do, everything that is very easy for you. You tell yourself, oh, but that's just easy for me. Well, look at why it is. It's easy for you because you've said it is. So he says, anything that's going on right now, ask yourself how you view the situation. Is this something that is quote unquote out of your league, like too difficult for you to figure out? Or is it easy peasy, he says. And it's our attitude and our belief behind it. He says it's not enough to try to trick yourself. You can't trick yourself and say, oh, I'm good at math. Those are just words. Or, oh, I'm good at public speaking. Those are just words. You have to get to the root, he's saying. Get to the part inside of you that makes these beliefs a reality, that makes you believe into your core that this is real, that I can't do math. I'm scared to do public speaking. I always mess up when I do this, or this has always come easy for me. This has always just been a breeze. He said this is a great week to really look in and see what is continuing those beliefs. And when you switch them up, you can do anything you want. Anything. He says, yes, just like the cartoons where it looks like they're doing magic, and boom, all of a sudden it's a brand new reality. He says that's what you can do. It truly is. He says, I could even believe I was a cat if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I'm quite happy being a dog. He says, but that's the thing. It's a conscious decision. I'm quite happy being a dog. I don't say I can't be a cat. I just say I don't want to be. So it's not that you can't or can do something. It's just that you believe it to be so. All right. Thank you, Eco. Thank you so much coming through and speaking to Kayla. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back here. Angela said, "Oh, Tara, I did that candle I said I'd do for you and James the same night. I wasn't sure how to send you a picture though. I hope it helped." Oh, it did. Definitely felt all the good vibes that day. That's for sure. John said, "Okay, I always have a question, but went blank this time. Well, let me know when you have one. I'll be here." Angela said, "Flowers are just hands of nature reaching out to you. Fostering connections and all that you do is important. Don't forget it. And if you think you can't make it, friends, don't bet on it. Connections will come easily for you. Ask Gabriel to ease communication for you." Beautiful. Sunday hugs to everyone who wants a hug today. Don't forget to manifest some Sunday ice cream blessings into your day. Love it. Yes, everybody's saying Eco is so wise. Kayla said, yes, he is. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Magic Universe, thank you again. Angela said, hugs to the whole chat. You are all so lovely every time I catch you live. Just the sweetest people. All right. So let me go back, make sure I didn't miss John's question. Yeah, so John, whenever you have a question, or maybe just a general message for this time, anything for your best and highest good, we could look at that as well. But hey, thank you, thank you. Have a little sip of water on that one. Okie dokie. Whew. So many wonderful messages coming in, so many lovely spirits to speak to. That veil is about non-existent, my friends. Okay. Just do a little shuffle. All right. Well, after we finish up our super chats and super stickers here, I'm thinking that with my witch's runes here, I'm going to call upon, well, I guess, yes, it would be a spirit, a witchy spirit, but somebody who would be able to lead that guided meditation, who maybe is familiar with guided meditation. So maybe they did guided meditations in their past life. So maybe somebody a little bit more modern, maybe, who could help us out with that. I think that would be good. That would kind of go along with our theme. All right, John says, I'm still a little high from the channel. I don't need a message this time. It's time to eat and ground out. Okay, all right. Well, I thank you for your generous donation. And if something does come up, you can message me on Instagram. I can pull your card there if you wish, whenever you're ready. So, all right, okay, let's do a witch's rune then. And let's see where our guided meditation will take us. And actually, let's see who's doing the guided meditation. That's always a who is doing it. Okay. Let's get our witch's rune here. If you're not familiar with what witch's runes look like, let me just turn these over for you guys so you can kind of see kind of what the symbols look like. But of course, you know, any sort of symbols that you put onto something, kind of making a rune, you can do that with anything. I mean, you can make your own personal rune set where the images and the symbols mean something personal just to you. Just like if you're making your own tarot or oracle deck, you know, I think that's fun, and I can't wait to make my own set of runes using some like fallen juniper branches or pinyon pine branches. Ooh, or even cholla, like some of the cactus. That would be cool too, because I got a wood burning kit and I like can't wait to burn some more wood, like make designs and stuff. But yeah, so those are what witches runes look like. So I'm gonna shake them up and let's see what the theme of our our healing is today. Lisa, yes, personal runes are cool. Yes, 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 yes. Do you guys know who Dom Whiting is? He has a massive YouTube channel, but he's from England, and he goes kind of all over. Well, actually, I guess all over Europe, and he rides his bicycle. He's a DJ, and he DJs while he's on his bicycle, and he basically shuts down whole like cities where there's thousands of people on their bikes, skateboards, running, jogging, rollerblades, and everybody's just out in the street, and everybody's just like in this long parade of like booming music, and it's like so much fun. And he's always like, yes, yes, what, he goes, where's my klaxons, where's my klaxons? Give me a klaxon. So yeah, I don't know, you guys should check out Dom Whiting. He's also on Instagram. But Mike said, what an awesome chat today. Yes, 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 yes. Tiny Witch says, I'm gonna leave early, thanks again. Thank you for being here. All right, let's take a look here. Where's this healing going? Ooh, we have the birds here, which is bringing changes. 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 All right, so this is going to be all about changes, healing with the changes, because my lordy, 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 God and Goddess, there have been a lot of changes going on, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, lots of changes for all of us. We're all going through some sort of rebirth, and it all looks different for each and every one of us, which is a beautiful thing. You wouldn't want every single human being going through the same change, but if we can get how many billions of people on this planet to go through a very unique change, and you bring that together in the collective of one, how many unique and beautiful transformational experiences we can have as a collective. So whatever your changes that you're going through is beautiful in its own way, even if they're difficult. All right. Caitlin said, OMG, Tara, David Bowie was Brian's mentor. He discovered placebo. Oh, hey. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so let me connect to an energy, um, and then we'll go into that meditation. Um, I probably want you to look at something more beautiful than just like looking at my mug. So I'll probably turn the camera around, but let's get a person to do this for us, this guided meditation. So let me just check in real quick for somebody who wouldn't mind doing this meditation. Mika, okay, right away, of course, the first on the scene. So Mika is Danette. He's ancient Navajo person. He became more of like a medicine man later in his life, but he loves to chat, and he loves these live chats and stuff. So he said he wouldn't mind doing the guided meditation. So excellent. He says he knows all about changes because he went from, he says, I was a completely different person before he became a, what was considered like a medicine man. He says, I was rough around the edges. I was totally not about healing, you know, basically. And then he became that healer. So, okay, I will, I will keep Mika in the waiting room, and I'm going to turn this camera around for you guys. All right. Not that way, but we'll go this way. Oh, there we go. Okay. Magic says, cool. I can see him on a horse. He is a chief. John said, spirit and channels have been coming in strong for me lately. Things like this didn't used to zap me like this. Wow. Susie said, cool top. Caitlin, yes, Lisa, Bowie was on tour with Morrissey as his opening act. Morrissey bailed, and since Placebo and Bowie shared the same management, Bowie asked them to replace Morrissey. Very cool. All right. Yeah, let's look here. There's a bunch of like juniper berries here. We have a wonderful juniper tree. We have the little plants at the bottom here. These are like in the mugwort family, which is very healing. We have like a little scarlet hedgehog cactus over here. So lots of plants for you guys to take a look into. We have a berry bush that's kind of growing off to the side here. So, all right, let me sit back down, get myself nice and comfy, and I'm going to channel this guided meditation with Mika's help. So give me just a moment to drop in. Calling upon Mika and just letting Mika know that he's going to have to do the whole meditation from start to finish. That includes getting you guys into a relaxed and peaceful state. Yes. Please take a seat. Perhaps for this one, you sit upright. We believe that the tree lives within our body, and we want that tree to stand upright. And as the branches and the foliage expand out of the top of our head, so too does the information. If you can touch the earth somehow, please do so. If you could sit on the ground or in the dirt, the grass, this would be best. But I want you to bring the essence of tree into your body. You are the tree, strong, solid, multifunctional, a communicator of all worlds. I want you to feel the roots of the tree that you are. Imagine those roots in the fertile soil, bringing in all the nutrients you could ever need. You touch the earth, you touch the waters, you touch all that is and all that was with your roots. Your branches, your foliage expanding towards the heavens, towards soul, sun, gold in the sky. And I want you to embody this tree. What does it feel like? What do you look like? Do you produce fruit? Do you produce flowers? Are you an evergreen? The clearer you are on your tree, the clearer the communication for this meditation. Trees are the masters of change. And if you are this tree, you too become a master of change. Even the mighty juniper, who sometimes becomes twisted, molded into something alien. It too changes. Every change it's ever had is twisted within its branches. But the juniper does not die. It merely moves with the twists of change. If the juniper were to deny the energy flowing through its veins, it would perish. But this isn't so. You do not perish. You move with the change. If the change twists you, you twist with it. If the change accelerates your growth, you accelerate with it. If the change is to slow you down, you slow down with it. Now look at all who reside within your branches, from the smallest of lizards to the largest of birds, perhaps insects, fungus. These are the friends of the tree. Even that which poisons the tree aids the beings that live within and upon the tree. The same is for you. You are surrounded by many different people. Some of them may come in and appear the villain, but through you, they were able to aid all those other people in your life because you knew how to transmute that villainous energy into something healing. Just like a tree oftentimes can transmute a fungal energy or a parasitic energy into something that keeps its friends alive. And even when that tree is old and falls to the ground, it is not dead. It is merely changed state. Its consciousness still with it. What appears like decay to you is merely but another state for the tree. It knows that its decay becomes the soil for its brethren. And as their brethren soak up this soil, they soak up each other. This is the physical manifestation of what happens energetically. So, feel into your tree. No state of change within this tree is irregular or awful. It is only beneficial for all. Perhaps your leaves change color. Perhaps they fall off. Perhaps your fruit is eaten. Perhaps no one comes. So is the life of the tree. You are life. You are change. Your very existence is to change. To deny change is to deny your existence. If the sapling were too afraid of what it could become, it would it would die right then and there. If the juniper could never grow to the age of 800, 900 years old, it would never learn that it would bear the most medicinal fruit, its seed, the juniper berry. Many of you fear the age of change, to become older or to have your environment change. But you don't know what awaits you when you are older. The fruit that you will bear, the healing that you may provide, the person that you may become. You cannot remain a sapling forever. You are to grow. You are to rise. You are to expand your branches no matter what. You are meant to soak up the gold in the sky. And you are meant to be a paradise for all who encounter you. They give to you as much as you give to them. Don't forget that you are the tree. Tatse ane paanat bantigawe aho. All right, go ahead and bring your awareness back into your body. I thank Mika for this meditation. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. My goodness, my goodness. Whew. All right. Thank you guys so much. This was wonderful. I loved having Mika actually do the guided meditation. Angela said, hugs to the whole chat in the world. May we all share the light and bring the world to a brighter point of view. Susie said, and a shout out to Sherry Bug and Silver Star Priestess and Billy. Miss you all. Definitely. Yes. Magic says, yes, Aho. Yes, Billy is one of our moderators from England as well, and a wonderful writer. So I thank you guys for coming out today. Thank you for everybody who allowed me to read for them, all the donations, all of your beautiful energy helping me with the channeling. Thank you for voting. And I hope that a lot of people get to watch this replay. And if you are watching the replay, please read the comments. There's a lot of good stuff going on in there. Thank you. Mike says, had a great time today. Thanks again. Well, thank you guys. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful Sunday. And I will catch you, perhaps not next week, but the week after. Remember, James's birthday is next Sunday. So love you guys. See you on the Instagrams. I'll post some videos here as well. Love you. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Mwah. Peace out. Bye, guys.